Yo, what is up? Well, from my last tutorials, which I'm currently uploading right now, I asked you guys what kind of map you wanted me to do, and, I don't really care. So, I am going to take you through a map building process over the span of, hopefully, 3 to 5 tutorials. Hopefully. And this is just the map process A to B to C to uploading it to the map community and playing it on your server. So the kind of map I'm going to make is going to be a map of beauty. I just made that. I really have no idea. I don't even woodland. I've already made a jungle map. Savannah, not that exciting. So let's make a woodland. Of course, we just need to have the undergrass to start with. Is that the undergrass? Seriously? Hold on. Yeah, it sure is. Alright, so we are going to do woodland urban ground, first of all. Okay. That doesn't even... Okay. That works pretty well. I like that. Sometimes it makes you sometimes it takes you a few minutes to find the right kind of ground you want, which is a big decision, really. So the next thing that we need, well, the next place you want to start is your terrain. What kind of terrain do you want? I want a rocky, rough terrain. I want something like surrounded by mountains, of course. Mountains that aren't too steep, but you can get across them. Very similar to my one map, which you guys should go check out. Just like search the producer or the author in the map community, search Xanthocori, and you'll be set. So, we gotta decide how big we want to make this map, first of all. So, let's go ahead and do our playable zone. And, this is really big, and actually, let's hold off on the playable zone. Let's just mark this by mountains, first of all. How big do we want the map to be? After we make this decision, it's going to be hard to change this because we have covered it with mountains. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than my last map, and we're just going to, outline it. Believe me, we will fix this in just a few minutes. So just get the general outline. Try to mix it up a little bit. Don't be too boring with it. In, out. Got some piece of shit going on there. Alright, so just kinda texture and, morph, if you will, into a sweet, playable map. And as you can see, these mountains already have their flaws, and I think this is a pretty good size map for a woodland. So let's just go ahead and finish out these mountains. I'm going to turn up my hardness and my distortion a little bit, and we should get some nice looking mountains. Of course, they don't look too good right now, but this process is going to take several minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and pause, and once I finish my mountains, we'll keep going. So, be right back. Okay, so welcome back. I have finished crewing my mountains, and this is about what I ended up with. They're not perfect, and I still need to work on the smoothing of it, and I'm about ready to explain that, and then, you guys can go at it. Just gonna kind of, rough out the edges here. Anything that just looks like it shouldn't be there, just, add up the distortion a little bit. That's what really gives your map detail, is distortion on this. It's not all even, and it just makes the mountains look very, very nice, I think. And by the way, in case you're wondering, this is in fact going to close the Far Cry 2 tutorials. So by the time I'm finished, there will be no more Far Cry 2 map editor tutorials. Some of you are saying thank God, others of you are like, oh, we're going to miss you again until you find something else to do with your life, because there's nothing else to do with your life. Hopefully this will get you plenty of views so you can make money off Rever. Thank you for your concerns. So, just kind of morph out the edges a little bit here. Just, don't be afraid to go a little crazy every now and then. Sometimes you need to have an outburst of excitement, and sometimes that excitement is needed in maps. Other times that excitement is needed in life. Much like right now, when this excitement is needed for me to make this map. so I can move on to something that will give me a challenge and my viewers a challenge. Hopefully. Alright, so after you finish that, I'll work on that a little bit later, but I think that's working pretty good. And we'll worry about the texture of the mountains in a few minutes, actually finish doing the whole terrain. But your terrain now, bring down the radius, bring down the hardness, bring up the radius a little bit. And we want the strength to be pretty low and the distortion, about 60. And we want to just do clicks on the ground. Now, we are doing this to add certain features to the ground, because we don't want our ground to be flat, because that's just boring. We want to have some, depth to our map. We want this to look nice. We want this to feel real, as if you were in here and you're actually driving on this, because there's going to be cars, and I think there's going to be a little lake or river, which will divide this map evenly into several parts of the playing field. So that is looking relatively nice right now, I think. You can see it's not exactly perfect, but from the sky you can't tell much anyway. So, just add your spots of hardness, add the spots of weakness, and just make it look good, plenty of distortion. And eventually this should turn out to be a rough area. Alright, so after you finish that, there's really no need to smooth this or flatten terrain at all, because we don't want to flatten terrain. We want to add a little bit of noise, a little bit of more depth to the map. So raise up the hardness a little bit here, and just light clicks, just random light clicks. Now you don't want this everywhere, because this adds, it's a little rough. So you just want light clicks, and tone up the mountains a little bit with this, Just hit this up with the mountains, and it'll give your mountains a little bit more of a real look. Once we add the texture, you'll be able to see more depth. So, just... Alright, and the last thing we're going to do for this tutorial is we are going to add a little... I'm just checking out the ground. We're going to add a little bit of texture to the rocks. So, let's go here, and we need to assign Woodland Mountain Rock. Alright, so from here, this will take several minutes, so once again, I'm going to pause after I finish, but it's just simple as clicking and waiting. So I'm going to do this, and I'll be back in a minute when I'm finished. Alright, so after you get your mountains textured, if you're following this tutorial, I am going to post this on the map community, by the way. That's going to end in this part, and in the next part, I don't even know what we're going to be doing, but we're going to add probably objects next. So look forward to that. This is Xanthocori, part 1 of map design. Signing out. Peace.